just making sure that across the board, these guys are doing and staying within our philosophy, both offensively and defensively. The biggest part is getting these guys to play and play a lot of games.
Um, what can this opportunity do to, I guess, help their growth? Like is it just as simple as, like more playing time is just better for them, or is there something in like them probably being leaned on more heavily with the 905 that'll help their confidence?
Well, both, right? Both, and the best development is done through playing, right? Playing and just getting on the court and doing the things that would be asked of them at the Raptors, meaning playing defense at a high level, but also being very efficient offensively. So as these guys get to play more minutes and a lot of minutes, then they'll have opportunities to grow from it, but also make mistakes and things that we can revisit and correct and prepare them the best we can for the big team.
Great. Thanks a lot, Coach.
Thank you.
We'll head now to Doug Smith with the Toronto Star.
Patrick, how are you today, sir?
Doug, how are you, sir?
I'm good. Thanks very much. How can you sort of accelerate development when you have very little practice time?
You gotta be super efficient, Doug. Gotta be super efficient, very intentional in our practices, in our film sessions, in the instructions we give them, and the way we utilize them in the game. Like you said, not a whole lot of time, so we don't have time to improvise. Although the nature of the beast is such that you will have to at some point, but the best we can is have a plan, stick to it, and move these guys along.
For you personally, what are you looking forward to on Wednesday night when you finally get to coach a game that counts?
Man, win, win. It's pretty simple. I believe, Doug, like the best development is done as you win. Right? Because if you can have those 12 guys buying into, hey, whatever we do has to serve the purpose of winning. I think that's when good habits and a good mindset, winner's mindset, is developed, and you get rid of a lot of bad stuff if everybody can look into that direction, knowing that it's not about me, it's about winning. And like I told our team, listen, people are attracted to winners. If you win, you get people's attention, and we want to create an atmosphere. We want to create winning habits here.
That's great. If we don't talk before Wednesday, good luck in the opener. Appreciate your time.
Thank you so much, Doug.
We'll head now to Dakota with Ridiculous Upside. Dakota, you there?
Sorry, yeah, I forgot.
Yep. All good.
I forgot to unmute my mic. My bad. After years of working as an assistant with Toronto, under Dwayne Casey and now Nick Nurse, what led to you becoming the new head coach of the 905?
Wanting to learn. I've been in the NBA for almost 9 years now as an assistant coach, and I think this chair just gives you a different perspective, and it also accelerates your growth. That's personally, but also just being able to contribute in this capacity with this organization. So, yeah.
As a new coach yourself, and given the limited practices and short training camp, how important was it for the 905 to have vets like Gary Payton II, Henry Ellenson, and Nick Stauskas that are already comfortable with playing under the pace and the rules of the NBA/G League?
It's always a plus, right? Getting veterans, and we have a good mix. I thought Chad Sanders did a good job just putting this roster together with a good mixture of young players, but also veterans that are willing to teach, willing to mentor. And we've enjoyed as a staff just the exchange between the older players and the younger players, and just their selflessness on a daily basis, being willing to share with the younger players without any threats, without any fear, and knowing that ultimately we're all after the same thing and the same purpose while we're here. We don't have much time, so we try to maximize every interaction, every meeting, every practice we have.
What are some of the lessons and philosophies that you've learned in your time, whether it was Toronto, Denver, or as an assistant with Austin? I think they were the Spurs sort of Toros back then. That you're looking to carry over to your new opportunity with the 905.
Well, I coach the game with a pure heart. Be sincere with the guys. Stick to what you believe in. That's what I've seen. I was fortunate enough to work for multiple coaches, and the really good ones are the ones that are not afraid to be themselves. None of them were perfect, but the really good ones were themselves. And hopefully that's what I get to do also, being myself, discover myself and how I want to lead, but also, bring people along as we go on this journey together.
This is my final question for you.
Yeah.
That a lot of all G League teams with direct affiliates do a lot to try to replicate the culture and system of their NBA affiliates and help with two-way players and assignees. With that in mind, are you going to be adding any new wrinkles to how the 905 play compared to the Toronto Raptors?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
We'll head now to Akil with NBA TV Canada.
First off, congratulations, Coach. This may be an unfair question. It's early in the game, knowing the timelines are under, but I know your theme is just win, but do you get any sense in the time you spent with this group of what the identity of this group might play out like on the court?
Yeah, so Akil, first of all, it's good to talk to you. And as far as identity, listen, we have a group of players that are willing to play hard, they are willing to share the ball and play for each other. And hopefully that will translate into winning.
And lastly, we've gone through, two very different coaches before you, Jerry Stackhouse, Jama. Talk to me about, what you consider to be your lead characteristics, or what we're going to learn about you as we watch you coach this season.
Could you repeat the last part? You broke off a little bit.
What are we going to learn about you? Like, what's going to be the lead characteristic or the things that jump out on screen about you as a coach?
I'll let you decide that for me. All I can do with Akil is to just be myself and try to bring these guys along. Like I said, just help them understand how hard it is to win, help them understand what it takes to win, and guide them into the different habits they need to sustain on a daily basis in order to win. Because ultimately, winning is what separates players. And 2/3 of call-ups came from winning teams, right? And if we want to help these guys along, we got to teach them how to win.
Okay, good luck, Coach. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Akil. Good talking to you.
Always.
We'll head now to Aaron with SI.com.
Hey, Patrick, thanks for doing this. I'm wondering if you think it's easier to get buy-in from some of these guys because of the success the program has had. Just having that 905 jersey on seems to be good luck for Raptors players.
I hope you're right. I hope you're right. We're trying, and we'll know when we start playing, right? We certainly try every day to cement our philosophy, our core beliefs, and try to make them permanent so that they will subside once we start playing and they're thrown in that fire, that we're able to maintain and stay with those habits that we are forging right now. So yeah, it's part of our culture. I think the Raptors in general have done a good job just with a winning culture, a culture where winning is at the forefront of everything we do. And I think it certainly helps as we acquire these guys, just knowing that is the expectation, that is the standard, and we will try like crazy to meet those expectations.
do you think winning and development ever come into conflict, or is your focus sort of solely on winning, no matter what?
I think the best winning is done. The best development is done while you're winning. That's, I believe that wholeheartedly. And I was fortunate enough in my career to be part of losing organizations, winning organizations, and I've seen development on both fronts. I've been part of developing players in an environment where you didn't win as much, and I've been part of developing players in an environment where you won. And it's not impossible to develop while you're winning.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Head to Andrew with Raptors Republic.
Hey, Coach. Just to push a bit more on what Aaron was saying, let's say you have all the buy-in from all the players, and some are struggling. Some even Raptors first-round draft picks are struggling. Do you have the green light to put them on the bench in favor of winning in the G League bubble?
That's a good question here. Are you trying to get me in trouble?
No, I'm not trying to get you in trouble. Maybe there is a conflict I'm thinking, so that's what came to mind.
No, but the way I look at it, man, is as long as I can rationally justify my actions in a way that is in line with the club's philosophy. I think that's I refer to coaching the game with a pure heart. Yeah, guys, let's not forget now, it's a developmental league where the goal is to develop players, but develop them for what? For winning. So, and sometimes part of developing a player is helping them understand that there are consequences for certain things, and that it's all a process. In the name of development, you do not want to sacrifice everything you believe in.
And one more, I was wondering, what's the mandate on this team playing like the Raptors play, like their style on the court, the amount of three-point shooting, the defensive coverages? What's the priority in terms of playing like the big club?
Well, obviously, we are under the big club, and we're trying to execute and stay in line with what the big club is doing. But at the same time, we will adapt to the roster we have and to the strengths and weaknesses of our roster.
Okay,
You
thanks,
don't
Coach.
you don't have a Pascal Siakam or a Kyle Lowry or Fred VanVleet. So you got to adjust certain things, but the philosophy remains the same.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Just a few more here. We'll go with David from On Point.
Hey, how's it going, Coach?
Good. How are you?
Good. So on your last media availability, you talked about having a young coaching staff. So I wanted to ask you about Brittany Donaldson. What can you say about her as an effective communicator? Like, how have the players responded to her?
Oh man, Brittany is very sharp, very helpful, and she gets to be thrown in the fire, and she's done very well. So the players, the one thing I've always told our coaches and every coach is that players know who can help them and who cannot. They can sniff out who's a fraud and who's real. And she's one of those. She knows the game. She studied. She's prepared. She's played the game. And so when we get out there, she has great confidence in her knowledge of the game. And now that she's getting the reps, I'm excited to see, how far she can take this thing, because there's no question she's brilliant. She's highly intelligent, and she's really learning how to be out there and command the group, lead. So it's been fun to watch her grow in that area.
And in terms of communicating with her fellow coaches, how has her analytics background helped with the scouting department?
Oh, big time, because she's quick on her feet. She always offers unique perspective, and her perspective is very rational. It takes out, us coaches tend to be very emotional at times and just ready to jump on, a tangent that is not even true, because that's where our feelings or our emotions or our fire is leading us. But then she does a really good job just bringing everybody back and presenting the truth that the numbers are suggesting. And I think that's so important to have somebody like that on staff. and she knows the game. She knows and understands the game.
All right. Thanks a lot, Coach.
Thank you.
Coach, we'll wrap en français with Mike Lavoie from l'Express.
Bonjour coach.
Bonjour,
Une
bonjour.
question très générale pour commencer. Comment vous jugez un peu le niveau général de votre équipe?
Ben, je ne sais pas encore. Je ne sais pas encore. Je pense qu'on a des bons joueurs. Je pense que les garçons, ils ont la volonté de plaire et de jouer dur. Et compte tenu du fait qu'on a eu, bon, des fois, on n'a pas eu assez de personnes. On n'avait pas 10 joueurs à l'entraînement pour jouer, pour faire du 5 contre 5. On commence à peine. Et puis, il y a le fait que les gens étaient en quarantaine. Il y a eu beaucoup de facteurs qui font en fait que nous sommes en train de découvrir notre équipe encore. Mais je suis optimiste. Je pense que nous avons les atouts nécessaires pour faire un bon championnat et pour être compétitif à ce niveau.
Vous avez beaucoup insisté en anglais sur la victoire. C'est important, la victoire pour se développer. Est-ce que l'objectif, c'est d'aller au bout de la compétition, tout simplement?
Oui, là, tu sais, je n'approche pas, je n'ai jamais approché une compétition en me disant que l'objectif n'était pas de gagner. L'objectif est de gagner la compétition. Et je le dis en toute humilité, mais à quoi ça servirait que je me mette devant ces jeunes gens et leur dire que notre objectif n'est pas de tout remporter. Alors rentrons à la maison, si c'est le cas. Je pense que je me dois en tant que leader de dire à cette équipe que notre objectif, c'est d'aller jusqu'au bout. Maintenant, est-ce qu'on y arrivera? Oui, ou peut-être pas, mais en tout cas, on doit s'en donner les moyens tous les jours, à chaque entraînement, à chaque meeting. C'est notre objectif et que tout ce qu'on fait doit être ciblé sur le fait que nous voulons gagner.
Parfait. Et une dernière question. Est-ce que vous avez déjà une idée du rôle que vous allez donner aux deux rookies, Malachi Flynn et Jalen Harris?
Bon, je sais les positions qu'ils doivent jouer, mais maintenant, il y a aussi d'autres facteurs qui entrent en jeu. Vous savez, une équipe est composée de 12 joueurs et qu'ils ont tous un rôle à jouer et qu'ils ont tous des rêves et des objectifs à atteindre. Et c'est mon travail de mettre tout un chacun dans une position là où chacun sent qu'il a une chance de poursuivre ce qu'il poursuit et chacun sent qu'il a une chance d'avoir une contribution positive à nos efforts de gagner, mais aussi à nos efforts de développement, parce que nous ne développons pas que 2 joueurs. Nous avons 12 joueurs qui sont importants pour nous, 12 joueurs que nous aimons, 12 joueurs que nous voulons aider. Et donc, c'est vrai, il y a des priorités, mais je n'oublie pas les 10 autres qui s'attendent aussi, qui sont là et qui ont dit oui lorsqu'on leur avons donné l'invitation de venir ici, et que cela ne doit pas être négligé non plus.
Parfait. Merci beaucoup, Patrick.
Merci à toi.